Hello and welcome to Wrestling Trope Alert, the channel where we analyze professional wrestling. If this is your first time here, help the channel by clicking the subscribe button. Today we are going to talk about the Booker T and Edge rivalry for a match at Wrestlemania 18, a rivalry over a Japanese shampoo endorsement. At Wrestlemania 18, one of the greatest matches ever happened. The Rock vs Hulk Hogan. A match that didn't headline but was effectively the main event. But when you look closer at the rest of WrestleMania 18's card, it's amazing how WrestleMania with its awesome great wrestling moment like Rock vs Hogan had such hilarious and peculiar storylines for the rest of the card. In the top of the card you had Jericho vs Triple H for the undisputed championship, a storyline in which Triple H's dog Lucy gets run over by a limousine. In the mid-card, smiling DDP is wrestling Christian for the European Championship because Christian got tired of DDP's smile.
There's no reason. Oh! Man, what's wrong with you?
And also in the mid-card, the focus of today's video, Booker T and Edge are having a match at WrestleMania because Booker T lost to Edge, the Yakamoshi Japanese Shampoo endorsement.
Yakamoshi Shampoo. It won't make your hair look as good as mine, but you gotta start somewhere.
Booker T had been with WCW for many years, and by the final Nitro broadcast he was not only the 5-time WCW World Champion, but he was also the United States Champion. Booker T was one of the main eventers that decided to join the WWE instead of staying at home waiting for their WCW contracts to expire. Booker T would first appear at the King of the Ring 2001 pay-per-view, interfering in a match to sidewalk slam Austin on the announce desk, and then Booker would join the Alliance and he would be part of the Invasion storyline, and during this time he had his first match for the WWE against Buff Bagwell. Side note, this match is regarded as one of the worst ever matches in the history of Monday Night Raw, and the critics seem to place the blame mostly on Buff the Stuff. When WCW folded, Booker T was dual champion, and the WWE decided to keep the title lineage canon with the WWE product, and this would lead to Booker T losing his two championships on the very same night. Booker T would graciously give up his WCW United States Championship to Chris Kanyon.
To donate his WCW US title, Chris Kanyon!
And by the end of that night's SmackDown broadcast, Booker T tapped out to Kurt Angle and lost the WCW World Heavyweight Championship. Booker T would then recover his WCW World Heavyweight Championship the very next episode of Monday Night Raw, and then Booker T would keep the title until that year's SummerSlam, when Booker T would finally lose the WCW World Championship to The Rock. Fun fact, after losing the title to The Rock at SummerSlam, Booker T would not win another World Championship for nearly 5 years. Booker would become the World Heavyweight Champion during his run as the Amazing King Booker later in 2006, in a match against Rey Mysterio. After losing the titles, Booker T was placed in a makeshift tag team with Test, and they won the WCW Tag Team titles and also the WWE Tag Team titles. After the end of the Invasion storyline at Survivor Series 2001, Booker T feuded briefly with Stone Cold Steve Austin, and this would lead to their famous grocery store brawl. And by the No Way Out pay-per-view in February 2002, Booker T was again tag teaming with Test in a losing effort against the tag team champions Spike and Taz. Edge made his debut with the WWE back in '98 in a match with Jose Estrada. Edge would then join the Brood, a stable made up of the Vampire Gangrel and his childhood friend Christian, who was also in storyline the brother of Edge. The three men would feud with the Ministry of Darkness and several others. After the dissolution of the Brood, Edge and Christian carried on as a tag team, and they had a very successful run as a tag team for almost 3 years. They would go on to participate in some of the most famous tag team matches ever, the tables, ladders and chairs matches. Edge and Christian would become Mexican luchadors during this time, in a rivalry with the Hardy Boys, and by 2001, after holding the tag team titles an astounding 7 times, they would dissolve their tag team over the King of the Ring trophy. Christian's jealousy over Edge's win of the King of the Ring tournament led to both men going their separate ways.
My God! Christian just cracked the skull of his own brother!
And feuding for the Intercontinental Championship. Fun fact, Edge would win from Angle the title that Booker T had gifted months earlier to Chris Kanyon. And on the Survivor Series pay-per-view, Edge would beat the now Intercontinental Champion Test, and the WCW United States title and the Intercontinental title would be unified, leading to the WWE dropping the United States title in favor of their own midcard title, the Intercontinental Championship. The United States Championship would then be out of commission for almost 3 years, when it was brought back to be brand exclusive to SmackDown, and Eddie Guerrero would win a tournament beating Chris Benoit in the finals to become the new United States Champion. On the last pay-per-view before WrestleMania, February 2002, at No Way Out, Edge would lose a match for the Intercontinental Championship against constant presence in this channel, William Regal. The WWE came up with the idea to pair these two wrestlers for a match at WrestleMania, and even though the rosters wouldn't be split for another 2 months in the WWE draft, and despite Booker T working as a heel and Edge working as a babyface at this time, apart from random tag matches, their paths had only crossed once before in singles competition. Before the match at WrestleMania, Booker T and Edge had only wrestled each other on the C Show Sunday Night Heat earlier in October, and would wrestle only once after WrestleMania 18 in a rematch on SmackDown. They would share the ring in multiple man matches such as a Royal Rumble and a Money in the Bank match at WrestleMania 23. These were the only matches between these two wrestlers in their time with Vince McMahon's company. We pick up the story of the Japanese Shampoo endorsement the night after the No Way Out pay-per-view. Booker T is wrestling the Godfather and Edge is in a tag team match with Rob Van Dam against the heel team of Goldust and William Regal. This is the night after the NWO debuted, and the NWO is ramping up their feud with the top guys in the company, The Rock and Stone Cold. Earlier in the night, Edge would make Regal tap, and then he would spear Goldust, making the heels flee the ring. In a match designed to rebuild Edge after his loss at the hands of Regal the previous night. Both Booker T and Edge had lost their matches the previous night. This is how WWE rehabilitated the two wrestlers by giving them pinfall wins. The Godfather comes out with his less than enthusiastic host, then Booker T makes his way in the ring looking like he just saw a ghost, and this would be a common theme going forward. The Godfather, Charles Wright and Booker T would wrestle a short match in front of a dead crowd. Because this was the night, the NWO decided to hit The Rock's ambulance with a semi-truck. And these two poor souls are the ones who had to wrestle right after that impactful scene. And as a result of that spectacular wreck, the crowd is distracted, and so is the Godfather's entourage. So much so that the Godfather even loses the match because the Godfather is busy admonishing his host, which Booker T uses to take advantage and scissor kick the Godfather and then winning by pinfall.
Losing consciousness, seeming coming in and out of consciousness, and Godfather can have some time now to worry about The Rock because Booker T just...
We continued the build-up towards WrestleMania on the next edition of SmackDown. Booker T is absent from this week's SmackDown, but Edge is rehashing his previous rivalry with his storyline brother Christian. Edge enters the ring and Christian follows with failed pyrotechnics display. Then both men trade blows and Christian is being a crybaby. And with good reason, because he loses his match with Edge and clearly the Vince McMahon favorite here is Edge. A short match that ends with a spear and with what is called by the announcers the figure 4 Edge lock. Edge wins and leaves the ring. In the ring, an angry Christian proclaims he quits.
I'm not gonna cry. I quit! He quits!
This is part of his Wrestlemania build with DDP. They would go on to wrestle a match for the European Championship, but that's a story for another day. In a backstage promo, Booker T is reading a book on learning how to speak Japanese.
Katamizu, Kono, Shampoo.
Test, who is sometimes Booker T's tag team partner when creative gets lazy, appears and compliments Booker T. Booker T is committed to landing the Yakamoshi Japanese Shampoo commercial endorsement. Both men then continue to do Japanese tropes.
Japanese,
Sayonara.
And Booker T is wrestling the master of the ass in the face, Rikishi. Rikishi makes his entrance dripping oil all over the ramp. Booker T follows. And we get another 2.5-minute match, typical of this era. Booker T would win this match, shielding himself with the referee, followed by a scissor kick. Pinfall for the win, with the crowd largely uninterested. This story continues on SmackDown. Again backstage is Booker T in front of a blue screen. Booker T is rehearsing his audition in front of an unknown entity. Spoiler alert, that someone is later revealed to be the Japanese wrestler Tajiri, who at this time is accompanied by his storyline girlfriend Tori Wilson. Booker T goes on to say some outlandish stereotypical stuff, a product of his time type of stuff.
Yo, Japanese people. And I took the liberty to write my own script. And once they hear this, what's the deal with your nasty hair? They'll make me their new spokesman. Just because you know Kung Fu doesn't mean you know shampoo. It won't make your hair look as good as mine. But you gotta start somewhere. Thanks to new Yakamoshi Shampoo.
Tajiri then reacts to Booker T's audition, and Tori Wilson translates and says that what Booker T was saying was offensive.
He says it's very offensive.
Very offensive.
Booker T wants to know what exactly is the problem with his promo. Tori further translates and then Tajiri comments on Booker T's hair.
Your hair looks like
Buckwheat on crack.
Booker T is in disbelief. Booker T uses his catchphrase for the time and leaves.
Tell me you didn't just say that.
Moments later, Tajiri is talking on the phone to someone. Booker T returns and assumes Tajiri is talking to the Japanese Shampoo people. He steals the phone, says more outlandish stuff.
Oh yeah, I did. Sorry now. Peace. I love you.
And then calls Tori Wilson a yak and leaves. Even later in the SmackDown broadcast, Booker T is wrestling the other part of Too Cool. Now it's the time for Scotty 2 Hotty to be the third wheel in the Edge and Booker T rivalry. And at this point, no one even knows that Edge is even in this rivalry. Scotty comes out doing his best impression of someone who has put their fingers in electrical sockets. The match begins and the people are actually standing up for Scotty. In usual Scotty 2 Hotty match formula, Scotty is going to attempt to do his signature move, the fucking worm, and Scotty will be cut off by his opponent. As Scotty goes for his signature move, the fucking worm, and like all my other videos, Scotty's signature move gets stopped violently. This lull in the match gives Booker T the opportunity to channel his inner martial artist. Booker T starts doing what he thinks are martial arts moves in the ring.
Okay, I hope the Japanese are watching this. Check it out.
Booker T will do his own signature move, the spinneroonie, followed by a scissor kick to the face of Scotty and pinfall for the win. On the Titantron, Jolly Edge appears accepting his endorsement of the Yakamoshi Japanese Shampoo company, which leaves Booker T slighted.
Edge got the spot of the commercial. How can this happen? Booker T!
The Japanese Shampoo story would continue a week later on the March 7th SmackDown. Booker T wants some revenge from this whole Japanese Shampoo ordeal. On this SmackDown broadcast, Booker T is wrestling Tajiri accompanied by his storyline girlfriend Tori Wilson. Booker makes his entrance walking to the ring in his usual "I just saw a ghost" look. Match begins with the usual lockup. Tajiri gives the first blows in this match, but then Booker T takes the lead.
I mean, he's a huge killer Kowalski. That should have been out of action nearly 3 weeks ago.
Pinfall for the win by Booker T, and after the match, an irate, villainous Booker T does his spinneroonie and kicks the fallen Tajiri. Edge, the hero of this story, appears out of nowhere to save Tajiri's ass from Booker T, and Edge delivers a spear to Booker T to end this segment. At this point, Booker T and Edge are in a rivalry, and that rivalry would be fleshed out the very next Raw broadcast. Angle is in the middle of the ring cutting a promo calling the fans stupid.
The utter stupidity of the WWF fans.
Booker T also wants to cut a promo, and from out of the gorilla position he appears. Booker T fakes defending the people for a while.
And now one of them stupid. These people in this arena right here, they're beyond stupid.
Oh, for goodness.
And blames the people for losing his Japanese endorsement, and the fact that at this time Booker T doesn't even have a match for WrestleMania. Cue the smiling Jolly Edge who makes his entrance showered in adoration by the people. Edge replies to Booker T's comment saying that he doesn't even have a title, and proceeds to give him one.
You are officially the dumbest man in the entire company.
Edge then insults Booker T's literary endeavors and challenges Booker T for a match at WrestleMania. Booker acknowledges Edge's challenge, then Angle tries to hijack this moment from Edge and Booker T.
Yeah, crispy clean with no caffeine, bro.
What? Oh, God.
Edge turns his 4th grade level of insults from Booker T to Angle.
Quit trying to be cool, it's just not your thing.
Angle takes great offense from this and tries to defend his level of cool by attempting to do a spinneroonie.
Look at this. He looks like a turtle on his shell.
Angle fails miserably, and Jolly Edge calls it
Detroit, we just witnessed the first ever Dorkaroonie.
Angle is sure Booker T is going to beat Edge at WrestleMania. Then Angle enlists Booker T for a tag match later on tonight between Booker T and Angle against Edge and a partner of his choosing. 25 minutes later, Angle, showered in "You Suck" chants, makes his way into the ring followed by Booker T. Then their opponent Edge also makes his entrance with his sweet Rob Zombie theme song, and Edge awaits for his partner, who is revealed to be the New Year's baby, The Big Show, who at this time still has hair and is dressing in what appears to be a large bathing suit. Match begins, Booker T takes some shots on Big Show, the powerhouse Big Show drops Booker T, then both Angle and Booker gang up on Big Show, but the big boy takes both men out, followed by a slam on Angle into the corner. Later in the match, Big Show is attempting to choke slam Angle, but Booker T interferes. Edge with a spear on Booker T, Angle slam on Big Show, Kurt Angle puts Big Show on the ankle lock, and the big man taps out. On the last stop on the road to WrestleMania 18, the SmackDown broadcast, Booker T makes his way into the ring enlisting the help of his on-and-off tag team partner Test to face the team of Edge and Tajiri, the apparent mediator for the Japanese Shampoo company. The referee for this match is the one and only Teddy Long, Booker T's nemesis later on SmackDown. Match ends after Edge attempts to pinfall Booker T. Test breaks it up, then Test pays for it by getting a spear and the Edgecution DDT. Booker T capitalizes on Edge, scissor kick and pinfall. After the match, Test kicks Tajiri out. Then Test holds Edge for Booker T to deliver a kick to Edge on the last broadcast before the big event, WrestleMania 18. At the showcase of the Immortals, Booker T's first WrestleMania, Booker T is backstage carrying a promo defending his intelligence.
I got glasses, don't I? I'm a highly intelligent man.
Booker T claims he received an award for his high school thesis.
For my high school thesis, I even won an award. Einstein theory on relatives.
Booker T further continues to insult Edge ahead of the match to a dumbfounded Michael Cole, who at this time has the traditional early 2000s spiky blonde hair look down to a T. The match is right after Booker T's promo. Booker T is making his WrestleMania debut, takes the long walk towards the ring, and Edge follows. This is also a first for Edge, who makes his singles match debut at WrestleMania, having appeared on WrestleMania 16 and 17 as part of the Edge and Christian tag team. Teddy Long, the bane of Booker's 2006 existence, also officiates this WrestleMania match. Bell rings, intense lockup, both men measure their strength. Long breaks it up and Booker T right-hands Edge. Edge responds with his own strikes. Booker T attempts to grab a hold with no success. Edge sends Booker to the ropes. Booker returns with a shoulder tackle that drops Edge. Classic wrestling then ensues as Booker T runs the ropes straight into Edge's dropkick. Booker T then goes face first in the mat, near fall by Edge on Booker T. Booker T then drops Edge on the ropes and Edge sells. A kick from Booker and another near fall. Booker T takes Edge over the top rope and Booker jumps on Edge and both men get back in the ring. In the corner, Booker T with a missile dropkick on Edge and a punch to the corner. Booker T then proceeds to punish Edge, who is selling on the corner. Edge manages to recover somewhat with his own offense. Then Booker T reverses the Irish whip and drops Edge with a powerful slam. Booker T then climbs the corner again. Edge tackles the rope and crotches Booker, who is selling in the corner. Edge tries to take advantage with a Frankensteiner. Sadly, the execution was not great. Reverse mule kick by Edge on Booker, a couple of clotheslines, and Booker T gives a knee to the gut of Edge. As Booker attempts his scissor kick, Edge reverses and drops Booker T back first into a near fall. Edge is now climbing the corner again, jumps and lands a reverse mule kick on Booker T for another near fall. Beautiful reverse in the corner to a roll-up, 1 count, and Edge has Booker T's legs as he catapults Booker T into the corner. Edge attempts to spear Booker T. Booker T manages to jump away from danger, leaving Edge selling in the corner.
Excited for that.
A near fall, then Booker T attempts a bookend. Then Edge delivers a spear on Booker T and goes for his own spinneroonie. A missed kick from Booker, Edge attempts a DDT, another missed kick from Booker, and finally, execution by Edge. Pinfall for the win, and Edge wins his first singles match in front of his home crowd of Toronto, Canada. And that was the WrestleMania match over a Japanese shampoo endorsement. Booker T would regain his momentum on the very next SmackDown broadcast, winning a match against Edge due to Kurt Angle's interference. This would be the continuation of Edge's involvement with hair-related storylines, leading to the hair versus hair match between Edge and Kurt Angle on the following pay-per-view, Judgment Day, but that's a story for another day. Thank you for watching this video about yet another curious piece of wrestling history. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to press that like button and also subscribe for more future content just like this, or better. This has been fun, thank you for watching.